Hi guys, I chose to do my presentation on the science of live sound, basically sound engineering. So imagine this, you have a band, you've been practicing and practicing and practicing, and finally you get the chance of a lifetime. You find out that you're going to be able to open up for one of your favorite artists at a big concert in your area. For our purposes, let's say that artist is Justin Timberlake. You're on stage, you're playing your heart out. You think you're doing great, but you look out in the audience and you see that they're not responding to you the way that you would like for them to. In fact, some of them aren't responding to you at all. Then you remember that your cousin that helped you set up was ignorant and rude to the sound tech. The sound tech isn't taking care of you because you guys didn't take care of him. I'm going to briefly go into the science behind sound at a live event. There is some stuff that I'm going to omit simply because of time. Let's begin. That was Trombone Shorty. He's probably one of my favorite artists right now. Um, his sound was amazing. That event was at the White House. Let's get into the basics. One of your considerations for any event should be your venue, the size, and the location. Are you inside or outside? That is important because if you're outside, you need almost 3 times as much equipment as you would for an area of the same size inside. Is there stable and continuous power? This is probably the second most important thing. I can't tell you how many times I've been on an event and the power's gone out to half of my stage. How big is the band? Is it a three-piece jazz band or is it a major artist with his entire band? Um, 15 musicians plus him and his backup singers. Is it being recorded or is it being streamed or broadcast? This is important too because that will let you know how much equipment you need to bring with you. If it's being recorded or streamed, that means you need twice the amount of processing power and twice the amount of people. You need 2 sets of everything if you're recording or streaming. Your speakers are one of the most important components in your sound setup. Your choice of speakers should be based on the coverage requirements and the size of the venue. You want to get the best speaker for your money. You need to consider the shape of the room and how your speakers will interact with that room. So, for example, if you have a room that's shaped like a stop sign, you'll probably need more speakers than you would if you had a room that was just a straight hall. See, sound reflects different with different surfaces. For soft surfaces, it absorbs it. For hard surfaces like concrete or wood, it bounces off and it echoes. You need to choose a setup with enough power to handle your venue plus a little bit more. You don't ever want your setup running at peak power the entire time you're doing a show. Microphones are important. Choosing the right microphone is very important. Different types of microphones are for different types of applications. There's corded and cordless versions of most all of them. There are vocal mics, instrument mics, and condenser mics. The microphone in this picture is a condenser mic. Vocal mics and instrument mics are essentially the same, except their frequency response is different. Vocal mics tend to respond to everything, but instrument mics are tuned specifically for their specific application. For example, a drum mic won't necessarily work as a guitar mic. In this next video, you'll see a few pictures of each type of microphone, starting with the cordless mic that Trombone Shorty is singing on. And then on his trombone, there is a cordless It's not completely cordless. It's a mic that has a cord that's attached to a wireless transmitter um, on his trombone. And then in the background, you'll see a condenser mic around the drums, and you'll also see corded mics on the drums.
She was dressed out on a long white table, so sweet, so cold, so fair. Let her go, let her go. God bless her. If the devil don't catch her, wherever she may be, she can search the whole wide world all over, but you'll never find a hot trombone player like me.
You can see in that video the different types of microphones and the applications that I was specifically talking about. This picture is a picture of a mixing console for the front of the house. As you can see, there's a main one in the middle, which is the main sound engineer, which is controlling the sound for the event. Then the one to the left is most likely for the recording sound engineer or the broadcasting sound engineer that's recording this for future use. Um, on his right are the computers and the iPads and the processors that help control the feedback for one, the white noise, and everything that isn't meant to be heard. They're filters. They fix it before they bring it back. So essentially, what happens is the microphones pick up the sound, or the lines or whatever input device you have pick up the sound. They run through these processors and this soundboard, and it puts it back out to you as audible sound, good audible sound. The sound tech is the most important part of this entire setup. It's his job to make sure that the artist that he is working for or working with sounds as good as they possibly can. Like I tried to explain earlier, live sound mixing is the process of electronically or digitally blending together multiple sound sources at a live event by an audio engineer using a mixing console. Sounds that are mixed include those from instruments and voices, which are picked up by microphones. For drum kit, lead vocals, acoustic instruments like piano or saxophone, and pickups for instruments such as electric bass, and pre recorded material such as backing tracks from a laptop, MPC, or iPod. You'll never know the sound man is there unless something bad goes wrong and everybody's looking at him. This guy that did the Trombone Shorty show at the White House was an amazing engineer, and you can tell by the faces of the audience and the performers that are on the stage. Sound guy or sound gal is the most important component of your show that most bands don't really think about. He, going on with you for this piece out of ease, and most are men, can break your set. Few sound guys can actually make your set if you suck. That's quoted from digitalmusicnews.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you got something out of this. Remember, a good sound man can make or break your show.